What's up, everybody? Today is a beautiful summer day in my bonsai jungle, and today I'm going to be recording a classic episode, which is how to water a juniper bonsai tree. So as with everything, you're going to get tons of conflicting advice on the internet, and the problem is there can be so many different variables, and one of the most important things when it comes to watering your bonsai is knowing what kind of soil mix you have it in. So do you have it in pure akadama? Do you have it in a bonsai mix that has perlite or pumice, pine bark? Or did you buy something from the store and they may have just thrown garden soil or potting soil in there? Is it just peat moss? What is it? Because that's going to dictate how fast it dries out. So sometimes plants are fine in that kind of potting mix, nursery soil. I've got this juniper seedling in a deep pot in that nursery mix. Of course, I'm going to water that much less often than something that's in that bonsai mix. And I'm going to do a little demonstration here. When you soak this with water, the bonsai soil is going to let a lot of that water pour through, and it's just going to hold pretty much the amount of water around the roots that that tree is going to need for the day, especially during the summertime. This classic mix on the left here, it's more of your typical peat moss mix, and it soaks up everything like a sponge. So if I were to water that tree the same amount in this soil mix, it's going to be sitting there for 2, 3, 4, 5 days before it dries out. So that's an important thing to keep in mind. Of course, I recommend putting your finished trees, more refined material into a proper bonsai mix, and there's many reasons for it, but I'll make a whole separate video on that. Anyways, the watering is pretty straightforward. Pretty much all I do is I water it 3 to 4 times a week in the spring, once to twice per day in the middle of the summer, and then once or twice per week in the fall and winter. And now conifers, they can dry out. They can be on the drier side, so like something that's in a nursery pot, like the small juniper I showed you earlier, that can stay and dry out for a little bit, for a couple of days. But with the bonsai soil, it's okay to just pour a lot of water onto it daily, because in the hot summer sun and heat, that soil, those particles of the bonsai soil are going to be drying out really fast, and it's only pretty much going to hold enough water for the plant's roots for that day. So that's pretty much the only secret here. You get it into the proper bonsai soil mix, and then you simply water it when it dries out. Like I said, in the summertime, typically it dries out every day, and in the spring and fall when it's colder, it dries out every couple of days. So once you do this for a little while, you start to get into a routine, and it's not such a mystery anymore. Like I said, keep the conifers on the drier side if you're ever doubting how much water you should be adding, but this is personally what I do in the summertime, at least every single day. So I might come back with a video, maybe do a little bit more in-depth on winter watering, but that's going to be it for right now. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Good luck with your plants.